We finally figured out what that space was that's between the end of the bleachers and the back wall of the gym. It's a play area for the kids. Makes sense. Sundance at number 2 Upton in a 2A versus 1A matchup. First quarter, Upton wearing the white. This game is tied at 2. Sophie Claycomb is reaching for the sky on this shot and pulls down 3. That got her 10-point game started, and her team is ahead 5-2. They tried to pick up the pace, but Sundance was able to keep up. Kelsey Loken with the rejection up close, and you're going to have to be a little faster than that to get one over her. On the other side, the Lady Bulldogs were upholding their end in this game of dogs versus cats. Krista Drentlaw assists Kayla Adams, who will put in 2 of her 11 as they would take the lead back up 6-5. They would mix up their attack plan, and when they could not score up close, they would take it outside. Adams strikes again from the free throw line this time as the visitors would open up an 8-5 advantage. The Lady Bobcats would keep this game close and interesting. Bailey Parrish gets a friendly bounce and the drop for 2 to put her team down only by a score of 8-7. The home team was showing why they were undefeated coming into this game. They have a few moves. Claycomb will provide a demonstration to give the advantage back to her team, up 9-8. But the opposition had yet to unleash their main scoring threat, Casey O'Connor, and the senior has some moves of her own. She would help Sundance take a 12-9 lead after the first 8 minutes. Second quarter, the Lady Bulldogs were keeping things in the pack. Brooklyn Fawson takes the inside pass and scores as quickly as she got her hands on the ball. That would maintain the lead at 3 at 14-11. And sometimes they went back to earlier plays that worked. Adams pops and hits from the free throw line to add on to give the visitors a 16-11 lead. Upton, though, knows a thing or two about playing as a team as well. No good on the first try, but Claycomb has her teammates back and took care of things herself. We are back to a 1-point game, trailing 16-15. The defense at times would help set up the offense. Jakayla Dowdy gets the turnover, then fires ahead to Erin Crawford, who will finish on the far side as the Lady Bobcats would take the lead back and are up 20-18. Then the seesaw would go back and forth a few times. O'Connor's in the corner, a catch and shoot, and she's got 3. The coach's daughter had quite a game. Sundance would go back up 21-20. Back comes the home team. Dowdy will make her contribution and had to wait a few seconds for it, but her patience paid off. The scoreboard reads her team with 22 and the other team with 21. Now on the near side again, and here comes Sundance. Fawson was standing on the line, so she gets a very long 2, but it was enough for the lead to change hands again. Now it's 23-22. Each team tried to make a move, but every time they did, the opposition countered. Crawford will try to change all of that with this 3-ball. She would pour in a dozen for her team, and this game is even at 25-all. Sometimes you will just run into one of those moments where you have to say to heck with it and just shoot. That would describe this play for Parrish, and Upton was pleased because they were ahead 27-25 going into the locker room. Third quarter, not too much happening, but there were a few moments. Crawford may have won the battle by stealing the ball from O'Connor, but she was giving up 7 inches, and there was no way she was going to win the war in this one-on-one matchup. It was worth a try, though, and she was taking it in stride. More defense for Sundance. This time, Loken will swat Claycomb's baseline drive attempt. Her team was stepping up their game on both sides of the ball, and it would eventually pay off. Now they needed some offense as well because the Lady Bulldogs were still trailing. O'Connor will take care of that problem. She had a double-double, but there's more to come, so I will tell you her numbers later. This game is knotted up at 27. Speaking of offense, the home team had a hard time producing any at all. This putback by Kiara Brown ended up being their only 2 points of the quarter, but they would take the lead back, now ahead 29-27. The Lady Bulldogs did a little bit better, though, but it was not much either. Don't tell that to O'Connor, though, as she scored all 5 points for her team, and her squad would go back up 30-29 going into the final 8 minutes. Fourth quarter, Upton was trying to make a move and pull away. Dowdy is open. Her teammates find her, and she finds 2 points to build a 4-point lead. It's 34-30. But O'Connor was keeping the visitors in this one. Here she will drive and get another 2 points to add on to her totals, and now her team trails by 2. The score is 34-32. The home team was still looking for something big. They just needed someone to take that big shot. Crawford will answer the call with this 3. She was behind everyone, but we knew it was her. The cushion is at 5 with the scoreboard reading 37-32. Free throws would get the opposition back to within 1, so Crawford decided to do something else. This baseline drive will net another 2 points, and her team is hanging on, leading 39-36. But the Lady Bulldogs still had O'Connor on the floor, and she produced big in the final quarter, most of which came from the charity stripe. 30 points and 10 rebounds, and that too would put her team back on top 40-39. The momentum was shifting, and you could sense a breaking point was fast approaching with time running low. Loken scores quickly off the inbounds with 1.5 minutes to go. Combined with free throws, it was a 17-4 run to close the game, as Sundance would win on the road and give Upton their first loss on the season, 53-43.